from what is now an equal just happened during game 2. We have a lot more to discuss, unlike game 1, which is a little bit more back and forth. But before we do that, of course, quick introduction to my peeps here on the Analyst Desk. I'm Mark, your host, and with me is Amplifier, Crazy Apple, and Riku. So, guys, I think this time around, let's go ahead and take it step by step here. Starting off with the drafting phase, because I think there's a little bit more to talk about there, wherein there are certain parts of that game that, if you look at the composition, could kind of fall short when it comes to how they go about sets, how they go about those team fights, that if not done properly, could really leave less to desire if ever it lasts longer enough for the opposing team, in which case Mega Esports, to hit back. So let's go and start with the draft.
Yeah, so for the draft, it felt like, as you were talking about, in the later parts of the game, it felt like even though Resurgence had essentially a bit of a lead in terms of objectives, they weren't really that far ahead in terms of gold. In kills, it was mostly Mega Esports ahead. So you would see that Mega Esports were trying to get a lot of these picks. It's just that they can't convert it to objectives as well as Resurgence has done. But it came to a point where the champions that Resurgence had aren't able to effectively start fights. They did have that Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is really good in the laning phase, is really good in the early game to get those early ganks. But if you try and get those late game team fights, try to initiate with the Xin Zhao, it's not as effective as in the early game. So it went to a point where the scaling potential of the champions that Mega Esports had got to a point that it's just really, really hard for Resurgence to just corral them at a point and try to take them all down in that point.
Yeah, and I do understand the basis of leaving Zoe open every time, because based from game number 1, it didn't seem to be as much of a threat, but this time around it seems to be a very good pick for Secret as a warm-up measure of game number 1.
So I think it really goes to show that this is a best of 5. So sometimes in the earlier parts, it's a little bit of a feeling out, kind of need to wake up. It's been a long day for a lot of these players. Come game 2, I think Mega Esports definitely kind of woke after that game 1. And I'd have to agree, Secret securing that champion once again, came back, had a better performance without a doubt. And I think the question was, would you agree that in terms of decisiveness, what we were looking for in game 1 came much more effectively come game 2?
Yeah, actually, you know, when we were discussing post game 1, they did pretty much exactly what we were looking for in game 2. So they definitely improved on their proactivity. They were setting up waves and vision better when they were going for objectives. And just in general, the communication seemed much better for them. What the Jess on the Rakan was just setting up so well, you know, throughout the game. Everyone was following up. The moment Rakan comes in, you know, with the grand entrance, there's just the immediate misfortune ult, and everyone just kind of comes in, which I feel is what really made Secret look good in that game as well. In game 1, we didn't see as much proactiveness, and of course, with the matchup against the Rise, he didn't look so good. But I feel like this time, you know, Heise on the Talia, he was much more proactive. He was using the Weavers well effectively, and just with Rakan and Talia, you know, kind of like being the driving force this time, it really helps Zoe, you know, pick out certain other members of the team. I feel like it became a switch from game 1 to game 2. Now it's actually RSG that had communication problems, I feel, in that game. There were several questionable team fights that they took, which really caused it to lose pretty big objectives.
Yeah, and also the matchup in the mid lane between that Zoe and the Irelia, usually it's the Irelia winning that matchup most of the time, because the catch potential of Zoe is nullified essentially with the W from the Irelia because of the damage reduction. But I also like to highlight the top lane matchup, which is not exactly what we see a lot of the times. It's the Fiora versus the Ryze matchup. You usually put that Ryze in the top lane against a lot of melee champions because it becomes a free lane for farming for him. But when you're going against a Fiora, which has a lot of kill pressure, if she gets a chance to stick on you, then it's going to be a pretty dangerous lane for Shinsekai. But Shinsekai navigated that laning phase pretty well, I would say. And that was one of the points of strength for Resurgence early on, was that Ryze top lane. And I think if Resurgence can show that they can still flex these picks, come into the pick and ban phase, they can really kind of outsmart Mega Esports in the drafting phase.
I think what happened earlier as well at game number 2 is what we brought up at the desk for the pre-show, and whereas Mega Esports is the type of team, if they fall off early, then it's quite difficult for them to actually regain their composure. But the opposite happened here on game number 2, whereas they got the early lead, the kills went to the right people, Zoe had maybe 3-0 or something during the early phases of the game, and that's one of the reasons why Resurgence should be very careful on how they try to engage and give Raven the kills. It might be they could turn things around and give more kills to Mega Esports if they don't want to.
I have to agree with you. And with that said, what are we looking at? What are we looking for both teams this time around? Because we're back to an equal 1-1.
Yeah.
It's like a mini best of 3 that we're looking at this time around, although with a little bit more recent history, which could affect the teams one way or another. So, I guess we'll just have to find out from the teams later on heading into Game 3. But of course, one of my favorite segments here on the analyst desk, Amplifier, my man, you have been on a roll today, haven't you?
The profit run continues. I don't know what it is, honestly, but I guess for this game, I feel like Resurgence will take the next game. Actually, I just feel like they're gonna keep winning up until like just exchanging games up until the best of 5. I feel like that's what will happen. But for this game specifically, I feel like Resurgence will win this one because I feel like actually, I feel like we definitely want to look at the draft for the next game because Mega actually mixed up their draft that game. It was very refreshing to see Warlock on the Fiora.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because we're so used to seeing him doing Call of the Forge God like every game. So it was really nice to see him use the Fiora. This time, I want to see Resurgence bring out something like Azir on Raven. I kind of want to see him on a carry champion again and everyone to kind of bring back the Holy Trinity thing going on again. I feel like Kra is much better on champions that engage rather than on a Braum that's kind of sitting back and defending his AD carry. So I feel like if we see Resurgence play that kind of style in this next game, I feel like Resurgence is going to take that one.
Same sentiments actually in terms of what I'd love to see personally as well. Actually, like just looking at the history, much more effective. Crazy Apple, do you believe in the Prophet right here next to me?
Before I say who I think will win this game, the thing with games 1 and games 2, it feels like both teams were drafting in the sense that we're confident we can take you on. They're not necessarily drafting counter to the strategy of the other team. It's mostly they're trying to tackle exactly what the other team is doing, and they're saying that we can do this better. And we saw that in game 1, Resurgence took that win. Now in game 2, Mega Esports took that win. So as you said, we're looking for a shake-up in the pick and ban, in the drafting phase. So I'm thinking that probably if Resurgence would use their flexes, would trick out Mega Esports in the drafting phase, then Resurgence can take this game.
Okay, 2 for Resurgence. Riku?
Okay, if Amplifier is like the prophet of the desk, I am the curse of the desk. I have gotten nothing right in my predictions so far. But we'll see how it's going to turn out. I'm going to say Mega just because they have the momentum from the previous win. And I feel like they repaired already the mistakes that happened in game number 1. And I feel like they've already learned from game number 2. And they'll probably, continue more of that. Yes, what I just did.
Yes. More of that stuff.
Everything.
Fair enough, fair enough. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd like to welcome you to the stream Globe Conquerors Manila. This is presented by Globe and organized by Garena with official hardware partner Lenovo, powered by Intel, and special thanks to Bacchus Energy Drink. And of course, with that said, guys, this is it. I'm gonna not put you guys on the edge anymore further. Let's go ahead and pass it to our caster. So see you guys on the rift.
So guys, I think the night is still young here at MOA Arena. So to everyone still tuning in right now, you know that we appreciate all your support, and it means a lot that you're still here watching with us the games that's right behind me. And of course, continuing on to Game 3, I'll be your shoutcaster. My name
Ikaw lang?
is Vulcan. And of course, I'm with... See, Chisto, you didn't let me finish there, man. So, coming from game number 2 there, this is going to make it to an effective game 4, all the way to game 4. But why stop there? Let's go over to game 5, but let's hope I don't jinx it. On to the drafting phase. Let's get straight to it. Resurgence on the blue side versus Mega Esports on the red side.
You know, Vulcan, the way the games have been panning out today for this specific semi-final, I feel like we are well on our way to hitting that Game 5 dream. The back and forth between Resurgence and Mega Esports has been absolutely exciting for me to watch. Now, we finally see a side swap in pick and ban. It's finally Resurgence on the blue side and Mega Esports on the red side. So that means there will be a switch up in terms of strategy and bans. What is Resurgence not willing to give up over to Mega? They will ban away the Talia, actually, which is one of the picks that Heise did pop off on during that game.
One of the picks that, yes, that's very correct. At the same time, something that once you're very good at something, leave it to reality to just drag you down. I'm kidding. So, of course, Mega Esports will respect that. And check this out. Aatrox made it through to the crack of the drafting phase. He has been picked off.
My largest issue right now is after that game, Resurgence allowed What the Jess to get Rakano again. And they also gave up Rise to Secret. This is a champion that was perma-banned against Mega Esports throughout the entire group stage after the first day because Secret was just so good on that Rise. And we all know what Shinsekai does.
Yeah,
on Aatrox, the reverse legendary. Tactical feeding, tactical intake. It's a way of absorbing pressure in competitive League of Legends that has led to wins for Resurgence in the past, but so far, once again, I heard the desk mention this concept where both teams seem to be drafting in a sense where they're confident to take each other on. They're not necessarily going for those big on counter pick. It's just head on versus head on. And that's why primarily we see a lot of back and forth between both Resurgence and Mega Esports.
So yeah, you talked about this Rise. Yes, I agree with you. Why leave this open there for Mega Esports to take it away? So I think for our audience right now, especially our loyal viewers out there online, hello, good evening. So you are in a treat for this Game 3. Why is that? Note that Rise has been perma-banned all 2 games there against Secret. So let's see how Mega Esports, the second seed from Thailand, will perform on this champion. Phase 1 ends. Let's wrap that up. Concluding on to phase 2.
Yeah, we are in the second phase of banning right now, Vulcan, and I like the choice of Mega Esports to deny the Ezreal from CL. It is one of his counter picks. CL has probably been the best Ezreal in this entire tournament, so it is a smart ban by Mega Esports. They will deny the Varus as well, and knowing that Mega Esports has not selected an AD carry on their side yet, it kind of signals that they may want to go a different route, possibly a Swain for their bot lane, because consider that Golden Feet was really good on that Varus earlier.
Has it not been banned? We did see a game where Swain was removed. So, alright. Triple marksman ban for phase 2. This wraps up our banning phase. Right now, on to pick Mega Esports. What's on your plate right now? I can picture maybe, never mind. I was gonna expect a marksman, but again, a Fiora for Warlock.
I guess Mega Esports don't want to reveal anything yet. They don't necessarily have to go for a top laner, even though they did lock it in. So they just want to wait for the final 2 picks, and then maybe they consider the Swain.
So the thing about this Fiora, why is it different? Because this time, it's not in a matchup where Warlock will be having trouble with melee to melee. Maybe we'll expect a different Keystone, who knows, but hang on. Sejuani, I think you want to touch on this pick, Chisto.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Sejuani. Provides a lot of assets to your team. Provides pick, provides team fight, provides heavy crowd control. Paired up with an Alistar, the engage from Resurgence is looking very scary. And you know, I'm expecting a lot of cleanses again on the side of Mega Esports. Not just the bot lane for this game, but the mid lane as well. I feel like it is a requirement, an absolute needed thing, necessity. If you're playing mid lane, you take cleanse against Sejuani every time. So you basically negate the ultimate.
Alright, so you talked about the Sejuani pick jungle. And hang on, Resurgence looks like... Okay, here's the deal. Alistar's right there with Sejuani. Bot lane seems interesting to look at, maybe appetizing for Resurgence to go for. At the same time, let's take a step back and look at this Kai'Sa with Rakan.
Yeah, I mean, we were considering Swain for Golden Feet, but I think after they saw the Sejuani come out on the side of Resurgence, they decided we need more tank busters, and Kai'Sa is basically the AD carry you take if you want to shred through tanks. And I do believe Golden Feet is pretty proficient on the champion, but what I'm really looking forward to is whether or not what the Jess can find those really good engages once again on Rakan. We did mention during the end of our game where Rakan shouldn't be able to go over to the hands of what the Jess. So I think that's a massive issue that Resurgence just let two of the biggest pick for Mega Esports go through pick and ban.
Yup, I mean, the fact that this drafting pace is completely different from games 1 and 2. We're expecting, hang on, slow pace here and there, but you know, game 3, you gotta accelerate the pedal, and Mega Esports is doing just that. This will be something that I think is gonna be different because of this Rise pickup. Not to mention, guys, hang on, Alistar and Severe, so you can expect more faster games, hopefully, but leave it to the teams to...
Alright, fun fact for you, Vulcan.
What is it?
We've played 2 games so far, and we've had 80 minutes worth of game time for 2 games.
That's great. So
I know it's great.
It's great here, but for everyone watching right now, every viewer online right now, thank you so much for tuning into the group stage, or rather the playoffs, the semifinals of the Globe Conquerors Manila. Here on your screens right now is the summary of our draft. So it's gonna be Resurgence on the blue side versus Mega Esports on the red side. Let us know, who are you rooting for with the hashtags RSGWin, with the hashtag MGWin. This is game number 3, and we are ready to load up the Summer Sprint. And don't forget to also share this stream for our online viewers out there with the hashtag Globe Conquerors Manila, hashtag Globe Gaming, and of course, the reason, the struggle for everything here, hashtag Roll to Worlds. We are ready to load up the Summoner's Rift. See you there. My God, game 3 starts right now. So coming from game 2, this is gonna be something that is worth, I mean, don't blink, you made me something aggressive play from Mega Esports, especially these cross map plays. That's something you should look forward to right now on to Summoner's Rift.
You know the funny thing, Vulcan, we mentioned aggressive plays during game 1 and 2.
Oh.
And it turned out into majority of map rotations and trading objectives. It's
That's still aggressive in its own way. Any form of aggression is still aggression.
In a perspective, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Aggression towards towers, not champions.
And I think that's the game that we've seen Resurgence and Mega Esports playing this whole time. So leave it to them to maybe switch things up at game 3. Maybe the players themselves are quite bored playing it like that. But of course, guys, game 3, you know that this has a lot of bearing.
Yeah, especially since game 3 is basically the reset. You know, everything's tied up, nobody's nearing match point. But this game 3 will be a huge shift in terms of momentum.
And at the same time, whoever wins this game, you would expect match point right after. So as the game goes on, you know that the end is near for both of these teams.
Yeah, and you did mention the switch up between these teams, right? I feel like the jungle is the largest thing that's different here. We're seeing 2 tanks right now compared to carries. We haven't seen that much Gragas jungle, but it's been played mostly by Heise, so I feel like this is more of a comfort pick whenever his team does need a tank.
And you did mention about the tank buster, the Kai'Sa. So leave it to MG to prepare things in advance and maybe anticipate what Resurgence may do here. So let's check out the Keystone. It's going to be an Undying Grabstone, Arcane Comet, Aatrox. So
pretty standard.
Pretty standard, yeah. Warlock against an Aatrox, but leave it to a Fiora. Can actually go head-to-head against an Aatrox.
Well, I feel like Shinsekai's Aatrox is a different kind of Aatrox, Vulcan. The question in my mind still is whether or not he'll go 0-8 this game.
Who knows? Maybe the trend still stands. And note that if he goes that far deep, you know that maybe for for Resurgence, they can actually win this game. So who knows? Maybe that could be their luck. But at the same time, we want to know which team is going to be facing off against Ascension come tomorrow for the finals of the GCM.
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure that Ascension is watching closely this best of 5 because this will determine who they get to face. But, you know, we're looking a lot at the top half of the map, and I really hope that Shinsekai can redeem himself after that Aatrox game. Because
he's gonna go for it. Look at that. We're already seeing Kraelix on the Crux side, clearing out the stones. Hang on. Eyes on the scene there, denying the steal. Here it comes. They're going to be engaged. No, just simply putting those wards. Smite steal fails for Kraelix. Looks like a secure for Heise. Body slam in. Fiora trying to go in. Body slam gets denied. Oh, you got soft flash in. Look at that. They both went in, but for Resurgence, with a way to just disengage.
Yeah, don't think the fight's gonna rage on just yet. Both of them burned flash, so no more gap closers left. They're just gonna disengage for now. But I feel like that's such a big win for Mega Esports. They deny the steal and they burn a summoner as well.
Okay, so Summoner is being burned right now in the top side. I think this is the reason why we're seeing Shinsekai playing on the Aatrox, and you can see that Kraelix is going for that focus in the top side. But for Mega Esports, guys, let's wrap things up. We need to wait things out for their time to shine.
Yeah, and I feel like it's difficult for Kraelix to actually go for a gank top side. Consider that the stun from the Sejuani could be very telegraphed. If you're the Fiora, if you can time your parry properly, it's very easy for Warlock to get a 2v1 outplay. But speaking of 2v1,
that's a great knockup, but of course Chess will answer back with his own, stopping Croft for getting onto his ADC.
Yeah, no, just a bit of HP and mana trades in the bot lane. No real kill is gonna happen. Warlock does proc the Vital on Shinsekai, but does not have flash. Doesn't probably want to go for an aggressive move.
Yeah, but you know that Aatrox still has that passive, so you leave it to Warlock to just slow things down. Let's wait for things to get interesting. And also, we talked about this Gragas way back during group stages, how we were expecting, let's say, more Gragas. There's that window to gank compared to a Sejuani.
Yeah, I like Gragas as a jungler because... Okay, wait.
That was actually very unexpected there. What an easy first blood. Same thing goes for Warlock.
Did you expect him to die?
No, actually no.
Yeah, you kind of feel like Warlock would have died, but his flash was burned earlier. I think he was disrespecting Shinsekai in that regard, but going back to our previous topic, right, the Gragas, I like to pick a lot because the ganks are very straightforward. It's very simple to flash body slam onto a target, he's stunned. And then your gank is instantly successful, right? So,
and he does have Predator, so to make that 100, make it a success, make it pretty sure. So, wait a minute, Crowd pushing back. Okay, just trying to slow things down there. He didn't like it that Just was getting a bit too close to his ADC, so leave it to an Astor to just zone them out. But yeah, top side, I wonder what happened there, because yes, you did mention about that flash was down thanks to what happened at top side kanina lang.
Yeah, that was why Warlock decided to die in that top lane. You know, Shinsekai probably redeemed himself with that play. That was a really good solo kill.
It's a start. Let's hope they wrap it up here. Heise going in with the Predator pop for that speed boost and denies everything from Resurgence.
I see a smile on your face, Vulcan. I feel like it's the first time you've casted a Predator Gragas game.
In a way, but you could see that the boots are actually on half cooldown, so the Predator was not really fully effective. So let's see how the Gragas is gonna play it out here. He does have flash.
You know,
what's up?
My question is whether or not he builds AP or tank, because a tank Gragas that has Predator is very scary.
So maybe that's what they're going for here. Tank, Predator, Gragas, and maybe more action here in the bot side. Oh, that feels bad. Denied of that engage from Kra.
A clutch play there, but even if the knockup had landed, I feel like there wasn't much value to be gained. All summoners are still available. And Cielo actually isn't running the teleport on the Sivir this time. He's running the heal instead of that summoner spell. So he has a bit more combat power in that 2v2.
Yeah, so 2v2 wise, you can check out the summoners on your screens here. Some flashes are both up, so this is what you expect from a severe bot lane. You're just going to clear out the waves, wait things out. Here comes Heise in the top side. Predator is on cooldown. Is he going to wait for it to be up? No.
I hope he does.
I think he's just going to buy some time in the riverside, but there's that war, the $1 million war, to just spot out Heise. Immediately, we're going to be seeing some action there. Oh, that feels bad. Heise did not want to get caught there, immediately flashing away.
Yeah, so Flash being burned by Raven means that there's no body slam flash on Heise. There's no confirmed engage from that Gragas, but Predator can be the saving grace as we're looking at top lane. Shinsekai after that solo kill actually is really bullying Warlock in this specific matchup, you know.
So, you talk about matchup here. Maybe we're going to be seeing another gank because Kralix is level 6. Kralix, what are you going to do there? Are you going to make something work? Are you a miracle worker? No, there's that war to just deny what they want. But is that going to stop them? I wonder.
Where do they go with this Sejuani? I did say that if you run the cleanse mid lane, it really dissuades the Sejuanis from ganking your lane because you're forced to throw your ult to start it all off and then cleanse instantly negates it. So mid lane might not be the option for Kralix. That's why he's hovering constantly towards top side. He also knows that Shinsekai is already ahead and trying to snowball him even further by adding more resources and really shutting down Warlock.
What a way to just deny those Raptors from Kralix. So a lot of focus on the top side, but you did mention something about Shinsekai already ahead. So that may be the focus for Resurgence, but who knows what can happen? Because First Blood, yes, they get a good start. But at this point, Resurgence, they want to amp it up. Here it comes. Everyone walking to the top side. I don't think they care that there's a turret. Warlock stepping a bit too back. Okay, respect right there from Warlock. First turret at stake here.
Yeah, he does back off. He doesn't die, but he will be forced to give up his tower. He can't risk stepping forward. He's already behind, and a death would mean that Resurgence would have basically shut him down for majority of this game. Remember, Warlock, even though he was an effective split pusher in the last game, he wasn't exactly ahead early. It was the rest of Mega actually allowing him enough time to scale up on the Fiora, and I don't think Resurgence will give him the same amount of breathing room as that's an Infernal Drake going over to Mega.
Yep, I mean, if you see three members, especially the mid lane and the jungle in the top side, that gives so much room for Mega Esports to just go straight to the Infernal, takes it away without any problem. Next Drake again, guys, would be the Infernal Drake. This is going to be interesting, but for Resurgence, they don't want to be left out. They don't want them to get everything here because you know that they're going for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, of course. It really doesn't matter if you give up 2 Infernal Drakes if all your towers are gone.
Secret exhausted on. Taking a lot of beating from Raven, so he does back off. But that's not gonna stop them. Hang on the map here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Rift Herald being spawned in the mid lane.
And you know, Vulcan, we're seeing this Zoe into Ryze matchup once again in the mid lane, but this time it's switched. It's not Raven playing the Ryze, he's now playing the Zoe. And he's actually getting the better of Secret, so he's outplaying a lot here in this mid lane. The Rift Herald was spawned. It will not take down the tower, but that's a lot of chip damage. One more good push, one pick off could mean the mid lane tier 1 tower going down on the side of Mega Esports. Raven, of course, still super aggressive, confident to push up on this Zoe.
But of course, man, you want to catch that big wave coming from top side. You can see Shinsekai going straight towards it. That's a lot of gold. So you did mention about pushing in this mid lane, right? Making some room for Resurgence to go just roam around. As in effect, the same thing we did see in games 1 and 2.
You know, Vulcan, I like the fact that you decided to point out big waves in top lane.
Yeah.
I feel like as a top laner yourself, you'd relate a lot to taking waves over and over, regardless of the map state. You just constantly take waves as a top laner, but I feel like that's okay for Shinsekai. He's really crushing the matchup at the moment. He's already 40 CS ahead of Warlock's Fiora. The Aatrox pick so far has been working fairly well considering his history on the champion. I mean, he did win on that 0-8 game.
Yeah, so at this point, he doesn't want to make that 0-8. Maybe 8-0 is his goal here. Raven. Oh, that's going to be him backing away. Kralik setting things up. He doesn't have the prison. It's on. He glances a bit too early, but it's going to be on time there. Exactly at the right time. He used that prison that denies the CC. Shinseka went in for the steal. He gets the red buff. Warlock, it doesn't want to escape. Kralik flashing away. What a link towards what the just rock on in the river. And Resurgence can't do anything. They have the Libyan Croc. Can he survive? And 4 members are on his back. Very low. The kill is going to go to... Oh, whoa, this is great. Warlock gets the double kill.
Yeah, how many times have you seen an Alistar sacrifice himself for the rest of his team to disengage? Quite a lot in competitive League of Legends. Now Warlock will pick up the double kill in all that fuss. He is going to get a bit back into the game, but now Shinsekai is in trouble. Don't want any Aatrox.
Ooh, that was a teleport that in a way. He instantly regret that. The ultimate was up for him, so he immediately gets deleted from the map.
Yeah, that was big regret for the Aatrox. So he has teleport on my screen.
He has teleport, but it's on cooldown. He does have flash, but the fact is he did not have ultimate to survive. So leave it to Mega Esports to just completely pile up onto the Aatrox here. And
look at that big wave top lane.
No, that's going to happen for. Let's see who's going to be responding. I am seeing a teleport. Yes, Raven has responded and will catch this huge wave. At this point, it's not yet the 50-minute mark, but we do see the next Infernal Drake spawning in 1 minute and 52 seconds.
Of course, even if Raven is topside, 1 minute 50 seconds, a lot of time to roam down back to mid lane. After he shoves out top, you see the rotation here from Warlock. He's actually moving towards the top half of the map, but he can't afford to linger that long in the top side because, like you mentioned, the Infernal Drake is the next point of contention for his team. If Mega want to scale better towards the late game, look at their scaling. They have a Kai'Sa Rise and the Fiora. Double Infernal Drake would be a massive buff moving forward.
Double Infernal Drake, that sounds even better on a Rise at the same time on a Kai'Sa. So this is a high priority Drake for Mega Esports. They're trying to take some vision there, but Resurgence respects this. They understand that they can't give away this Infernal Drake without any contest, without any fight. They're in the mid lane.
Yeah, Predator Gragas not gonna find that much here. It's 5 men strong for Resurgence, and we did mention the Rift Herald spawning earlier meant a lot of chip damage already, so that was an easy push by Resurgence. It will affect the setup for Infernal Drake quite a bit. And looking at teleports here, both top laners do not have access to that summoner spell at the moment, so expect a 4v4 around the Dragon Pit unless both of them decide to walk down.
I think they have to do something here, especially the Fiora, because okay, you're pushing in the waves into an Aatrox. He's gonna easily clear that up. The Drake is gonna spawn right now. Oh, Bubble! It's on to the Rise. Secret is asleep. What the just there for the block. Resurgence is trying his best. They're trying their best to just make more room for the Infernal Drake, and Shinsekai walks straight to the mid lane.
Okay, this is the Infernal Drake that we've been discussing for the past 2 minutes, Vulcan. The setup has not been there for Mega Esports.
And for Resurgence, they're gonna start things up without any problem. And
okay, I say it's topside, so I feel like this will be a free Infernal Drake for Resurgence.
This is actually gonna be their second stack. Let's see, will the next Drake again be an Infernal Drake here, because Mega Esports will not get this second Infernal Drake. What an easy take by Resurgence.
Yeah, just a trade-off, so 1 for 1 in terms of dragons, but the third one might break the tie. Definitely will.
Let's hope it does, and I mean, of course it will. So, Resurgence, they denied the second Infernal Drake, yeah? So, this is gonna look really good for Resurgence, but for Mega Esports, it's in a way a wasted opportunity that they could have used so well come late game.
There's no mana on Ciela. He gets engaged on.
Oh, Spell Shield denies the knock-up there. Perfect timing from Ciela, denying the engage from What the Jess.
Yeah, but Golden Feet did land a stack onto Ciela, but not having mana on the Kaisa means he doesn't have Killer Instinct to follow up and close the distance. He could have easily taken him down there. Now Kaisa has once again popped the Predator on Gragas.
Okay, so he's trying to look for something here, rotating straight towards the vault lane. Kralix, okay, he's there. He's getting a bit of beating. Realmar coming in, Secrets on the scene. Under turret, great prison timing. He still survives. Wata just soaks some things up. Meanwhile, it's gonna leave the bot lane outer turret open. Golden Feet now wasting time. Same as Resurgence, catching up to them, locking down this Crazy. It's gonna be a knock up there onto the Kaiser. Baron is gonna be Wata just trying to get away, but he gets taken down by Kralix. Meanwhile, Golden Feet choking, trying to chip down Kralix, but in the end, he's still gonna survive. Flash in from Secret, flash out from Raven, cleanses away from the CC. He is still alive. It's gonna be the Battle Store a bit too late, could not match the timing there, but in the end, Mega Esports, they're gonna be happy. They have taken away the outer bot lane turret.
Yeah, but still, that's 2 kills going over to the side of Resurgence. A good bait by Raven. He made Mega Esports think that they could take him down, but a good cleanse and flash away means he could pick up another kill on that Zoe. Secret not quite having the rise performances he had in the group stage, but nonetheless still scaling up pretty well here. Now we're gonna see a duel between Shinsekai's Aatrox and Warlock's Fiora.
Let's see. Battle spots being pumped. Oh, that is a great parry there, denying the CC. Shinsekai trying to get away. Ultimate will be popped in. Warlock, can he go under the turret? He just came back from the net. He did flash away. He's trying to get away. Warlock flashing in for the kill. One more hit. And there we go. Warlock takes him down.
Warlock makes it look easy with that outplay Vulcan. The timing on the parry seals the 1v1 victory regardless of Shinsekai having the ultimate. There's no way he's getting away from Warlock chasing him down, so Shinsekai losing out on the 1v1.
And also, I mean, yeah, I agree with you there. Secret's rise performance, not at the same thing we saw at the group stages coming towards the playoffs. So, in a way, I'm a bit surprised. I was expecting something more from Mega Esports, but it could be that Resurgence found the answer towards the rise here. They're picking up things here. They're trying to get everything they can here. Baron gonna spawn in 38 seconds.
Yeah, and now Baron is on the table. I feel like in terms of draft, Mega Esports do have faster Baron secure. They do have the Kaisa on their team, which is building fairly quickly into her next item, which should be the Ginsu's Rage Blade. As for Resurgence, what they could do with the Baron is start it and try to use it as bait on the side of Mega Esports. There's a lot of ways for Resurgence to peel off of the Baron and then go and start a fight against Mega Esports if you use the engage from Alistar paired with the movement speed buff of the Sivir. So I feel like it's more of a thing Resurgence can use for bait.
I think, yeah, I completely agree with you there. There's a lot of follow-up and pile-up onto damage there for Resurgence there, but at the same time, Mega Esports they have means to just safely disengage, I guess. I mean, you can pile up on the Sejuani. There's the cask that we're watching Heiza trying to land properly, but it's gonna be Resurgence. Yeah, this is the game we saw before. Same thing. This is good for Mega Esports because they want to try and make Resurgence a bit impatient. Maybe bait them again with the Baron Pit, just as we saw in the previous games.
Yeah, where do we go here? Of course, mid lane priority would be the key thing here for Resurgence if they want to use the Baron buff as bait. You did mention the amount of disengage on the side of Mega Esports. It's one cask that Heise can use, whereas on the side of Resurgence, you have to watch out for there's multiple forms of engage on their team, but one cask might not be able to stop them all.
Okay, so I think, yeah, one cast won't be enough. They have means to just quickly re-engage again, but it all comes down to that timing. And here, the time-wise for the Infernal Drake. Speak of the devil, it's going to be 1 minute and 1 second for this third Infernal Drake. Wata just looking for something. So, sees Raven. Okay, meanwhile, Warlock is at bottom lane, pushing out the waves. Bubble is going to be up. Are you going to go for the pile up there? Great protection from Heise. Kralix looking for something. He does up the prison up. Baron, who's going to go to? They're all just standing off. Meanwhile, Warlock's in the bot lane.
You know, it doesn't feel that too long ago that the Infernal Drake did go down. A lot of things have already panned out now. Next Infernal Drake would be big for either team, meaning they would have the advantage. It will break the tie because Resurgence was able to steal away the last one.
And as for the Rise, it is ramping up here with the... Okay, it's fully stuck with the Cereb's Embrace there. Next Drake will be Infernal. That's going to be good for either teams here. Let's see who's going to take it. But at this point, Raven is being targeted by Heise. Gets away here. All of them are just clearing out vision here. Baron is right there. There's the engage. They're looking for disengage. Golden Feed. He is still alive. What the chance with the protection. It's time for Mega Esports to go for the counter. Here comes the realm morph. Here comes the TP play. Mega Esports piling up against Resurgence are now backing off, regretting that engage. Kralix is very low. 3 members of Resurgence have been wiped out while Mega Esports stands with 5 members strong.
Yeah, that's a big victory for the Thailand squad. The use of the killer instinct, short dashing to gain the shield on the Kaisa means that Golden Feet can reposition and survive that fight. And they're even gonna pick up Shinsekai here as a bonus.
And Shinsekai will be down for the count there. And right now, it doesn't matter if you get all the kills. If it doesn't get to objectives, it's not gonna be anything. And right now, it is Mega Esports taking away the first Baron of our game number 3.
Yeah, Vulcan, Mega Esports seems to be going back to their group stage form here. I like the aggression that they are showing. They knew they could go for the re-engage after Golden Feet survived the initial burst of damage coming away from Resurgence. So immediately turned around there. Resurgence not able to burst down the Kaisa. They get punished for it. Now Mega have the Baron. Where do they decide to push with this?
You saw the moment that when Golden Feet was still alive, Mega Esports flipped the switch. Let's push them back, and they did. They have more damage. They have ways to shred those tanks. But I think this Infernal Drake is going to be the one to really help Mega Esports go for more damage. So Resurgence right now scouting out the Drake area. Riverside being invaded by Mega Esports. Raven going in for the bubble. It's right now, okay, gets parried by Warlock. It is What the Jets with the ultimate up, with a flash up. Don't get What the Jets, don't blink. He may go for the flash engage. Infernal Drake, here it comes. It's gonna go for a mini reset there. It's gonna be a flash. Go! Engage! 2-man knockup with a triple chop engage. Mega Esports flashing in. What a cast! Whoa! What a cast! And in the end, it's gonna be a double kill for Warlock. They have taken everything.
You could have called it better, Vulcan. What the Jess, he had the flash, he had the quickness, he saw the play in his eyes once again. He pulls the trigger on this Recon. This is why we kept asking why Resurgence allows him to have this champion. They find another great engage. They find the Infernal Drake. Resurgence, they look like they are falling apart.
Let's check out the replay to see what happened in that Infernal Drake.
And once again, a great engage by What the Jess. He even gets out as a bonus. And this picture-perfect cast does not allow the Silver to live. That is beautiful.
And in the end, what happened there? They were so focused to take out at least this Kaisa. In the end, What the just soaked so much damage, and I love that triple charm follow-up with the knockup.
The cask was beautiful though.
Yeah.
If you love the engage from their con, you're gonna really love that cask from Heise. Now, with the Baron, Mega Esports are confident here to walk up. RSG, where do you go to defend here? They do have ways to force fights. So in a world where somebody from Mega Esports mispositions, Glacial Prison into Alistair knockup could be their way back in.
Oh, Shinsekai gets away with a flash over the wall there. They're trying to go for fights, but it's better to let Warlock split push in the bot lane. He is 7-1-0, very fast. Triforce, Revenant's Hydra, he has it all. And now he is going for this push in the bot side. Meanwhile, the other members of Mega Esports, especially the duo there, kind of busy in the top lane there.
You know, Warlock's already popped off on this sphere. You know, it's a big step up by Warlock. This is a player we were watching out for that we considered not really showing up for group stage, but he brought out this Fiora pick. Despite giving over first blood, he played around the pressure. He was under very, very nicely. He picked up a few kills during those following skirmishes. Now he's 7-1-0. He's a massive problem that Resurgence has to deal with. Remember, there's nobody on their side that can 1v1 Warlock on this Fiora, so he's gonna draw a lot of resources, which is mainly what he needs to do on this pick.
And it's now the fact that, okay, talk about timing, the Baron buff has just expired for Mega Esports. So, Golden Feet right now, Vowed gets a Knight's Vow there, a lot of protection. So, this is Mega Esports just enabling this guy to just pop off there, but also for Warlock. This guy is going to be a huge, huge threat for Resurgence. So what's going to be their answer here?
Yeah, they're slowly running out of answers to the questions that Mega Esports is asking them. Vulcan. Oh, here comes the catch!
Trying to go in for the engage. Water just with the immediate follow-up, but they just shut the doors! Shut it down! It's gonna be Ciela getting the double kill.
Yeah, that's the answer you were looking for, Vulcan. Somebody finally missteps on Mega Esports. Previously, I mentioned that if any one of them missed positions, there's a lot of engage available. Glacial Prison into Alistair knockup. Your CC locked for days. Ciela still deals damage on this Sivir, so that is a big catch onto the jungle and support of Mega Esports, meaning they have to back off here. Things are gonna go back and reset.
Yeah, so with losing 2 key members of MG, they will just back off, maybe wait for the Drake, or maybe wait for the time or the waves to be in their favor, because I think at this point, we may expect another Baron coming up soon, but the fact is, you can see Mega Esports already preparing the map for themselves.
Yeah, you want as much control in the Baron at this point of the game, because one Baron take could mean the game for either team. I still feel like RSG do have enough ways to force fights and actually catch members of Mega Esports out, but you can't discount the fact that the carries of Mega are fairly fed. Warlock 7-1-0, of course, and even if Golden Feet does only have 1 kill, he's already 2 items on this Kaizen, has QSS as well, so he's now less of a target for Resurgence.
Same thing goes for this Fiora. Warlock does have the power to just deny the prison there. So, Resurgence, Resurgence Critics, he has to think, which champion should I focus on for my team to engage on? So, this is a tough question, and we did see it. The answer is, let's just pick them up. But now, can they pick them up when they're the ones trying to respond to the Baron take of Mega Esports? We'll see. Baron timer on your screens, 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Of course, it does make him less of an easy target. I should have corrected myself earlier, but less of an easy target. You put still a high priority when killing the AD carry of the enemy team. And you did mention that Resurgence want to look for picks. Knowing that they don't have vision means it's extremely difficult for them. I don't think they're going to have the same luck with the Death Bush that they did earlier, which netted that double kill onto Ciela. Now, Mega is pushing up once again. What the Jess has his flash, has the quickness. We know what he can do on this Rakan. On the hunt has been popped. Where are they going?
They're trying to chase down there. Flash again for Seeker. Seeker's quite low. Can he get away? No, he does flash away. He does have the shield. What an escape. Kratos can he go for the flash prison? No, he does not. He's just going to back away there. Resurgence pulls the trigger, but immediately this is Secret just backing up instantly.
Yeah, nobody dies there, so no 4v5. Baron is spawning in the next 11 seconds, and it seems like Mega do have priority over this specific area of the map.
That's right. I mean, talk about top side, bot lane, they have things going for them, but now let the Baron grace the rift as Mega Esports are going straight to it.
You know, this is the perfect setup for Mega Esports to take Baron. They have 4 members here. Resurgence has no vision. Warlock is in a perfect position to split push. Let's see though, does Warlock get away? Because this Baron is definitely going over to Resurgence, to Mega Esports.
Free for the take there. That is the Baron going to Mega Esports. And now, Warlock in the bot lane with the Baron empowered minions. Gonna be flooding the base of Resurgence here. Meanwhile, it's gonna be Secret in the top side. You see other members of Mega Esports going for a reset there, but it's only a matter of time where Resurgence, they need to face Mega Esports at their full power here.
Yeah, I feel like we just tipped over the edge here, Vulcan. This is the highest point of power for Mega Esports. Their carries are fed. They have double Infernal Jake. We just passed over 10,000 gold as the lead.
And now Resurgence, they're a bit anxious here. Look at Secret's item. Spellbinder is right now at 54 stacks there. Hang on. What the Jess is the focus there. They don't want them to have that engage. Heise, are you going to look for something here? He does have the flash on the cask. Here it comes. Mega Esports flooding the base with the mid lane waves. Meanwhile, the top side is going to be Raven doing the works there. Secret doing the works there while Raven's trying to answer them. Now, Mega Esports took down the inhibitor turret in the top side. And the inhibitor right now is exposed.
Okay, we did mention the playmaking potential of both the Gragas with Flash and the Rakan with Flash. If RSG clumps up, this is an engage from What the Jess. I have no doubt in my mind he will pull the trigger on the Urcon once he sees an opportunity.
On
Here
the
comes the fight.
They're grouped up. What the Jazz going in, and he is now gonna leave Golden Feet to deal the damage. He survives. Popping the station. He's gonna sleep. There's the cast. Raven going in back, and there's the triple ball. The slam. Mega Esports wrapping it up. What a great slam by Heiser. Nexus exposed. This is Mega Esports making this match point.
Yeah, desperation there for Resurgence. They were forced to do something. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best decision to go for that engage. Mega Esports immediately turns it around. We were just talking about the flash engages of What the Jess, how he's so good on this Recon, and in the end, even if they did find an initial decent engage, there was not enough follow-up damage. I guess Mega Esports just brute forced their way into that game end.
And that game was pretty intense in a way that we were looking at Secrets Rise because it was such a constant champion that he performed on the group stages. But looks like we forgot to see Warlock because he doesn't really pop off. He doesn't really highlight. But this game,
he didn't pop off during group stage.
Yes.
But I feel like for this best of 5, Warlock is really stepping up his game. He's showing something that we haven't seen from him throughout the group stage of GCM, like we keep mentioning. But yeah, going back, Secrets Rise, we're going champions. This was a champion. It was permabanned against Mega Esports, but Raven did a hell of a good job holding him down in the mid lane in a reverse matchup, because the first 2 games it was Zoe against Rise, but it was Raven playing the Rise. It gets switched and he's still smashing the skill matchup. So that says a lot about the difference in skill and talent of these mid laners.
And what to expect in a best of 5 to bring in the best in them. Looks like Mega Esports showed us just that with Game 3 going in the hands of Mega Esports, making this match point with 2-1. I guess it's going to be Resurgence trying to figure out what they did wrong, because next game, Game 4, will be their last chance to try and take back this best of 5 series. So, any final thoughts there, Gisto?
Well, you did mention Resurgence trying to figure out what they did wrong. Maybe our analysts can figure that out for us.
But before all that, I think to just make things smooth there, we will be showing you the highlights of the games. So we will be going to a short break, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching the GCM playoffs, the semifinals of Mega Esports versus Resurgence. My name is Volker. With me was Gisto. To all the viewers out there, especially the audience right now in MOA Arena, we thank you so much for your support, and we'll be back after the short break. Still alive. What the chance with the protection. It's time for Mega Esports to go for the counter. Here comes the round one. Here comes the TP play. Mega Esports burning up against Resurgence. Are now back. Just parried by Warlock. It is What the Jess with the ultimate up with a flash up. Look at What the Jess. Don't blink. He may go for the flash engage. Infernal Drake. Here it comes. It's going to go for a mini reset there. It's going to be a flash. Go! Engage! 2-man knockup with a triple chop engage. Mega Esports flashing in. What a cast! Whoa! What a cast! And in the end, it's going to be a double kill for Warlock. They have taken everything.
On the Urcon, once he sees an opportunity, here comes the fight.
They're grouped up. What the Jazz going in, and he is now going to leave Golden Feet to deal the damage. He survives. Popping the station. He's going to sleep. There's the cast. Raven going in back. And there's the triple ball. The slam. Mega Esports wrapping it up. What a great slam by Heiser. Nexus exposed. This is Mega Esports making this match point.
Yeah, desperation there for Resurgence. They were forced to do something, unfortunately.
Labis na naiinip, nayayamot sa bawat saglit. Kapag naaalala ka, wala naman
dahil may sulit na wifi na sa bahay. Pag-load lang sa app, pwede ka nang mag-Facebook 24/7. Mag-YouTube non-stop. Mag-research, magdamag. Mag-serye babad all night. At mag-video chat nang walang awat. Sa bahay. Kasi sa Globe at Home prepaid Wi-Fi,
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side.